And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, August 17th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. It is a Tuesday. It's a little cloudy and overcast this morning, but we're ready to get underway, and I think you're going to like our program today. Of course, every Tuesday, the first half is presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and we've been reminding you of a couple of things for quite some time here, and that is that the Vanderbilt Center for Women's Health is dedicated to delivering the highest care to women in all stages of life, and of course, it is now right here in Lebanon, Tennessee. The Vanderbilt Center for Women's Health provides a wide range of obstetrical and gynecological care, including annual well women exams and pap smears, preventive screenings, pregnancy care and delivery. They also offer same-day appointments. The Women's Health team is committed to caring for you and your unique needs. Now, we also want to remind you that the Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center is now serving patients in Wilson and surrounding counties. This is a nationally renowned cancer center, and it has experienced on-staff board-certified radiation oncologists, the latest and most advanced radiation technology with pinpoint precision. The Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center treats all types of cancers. It provides the highest quality protocol and technology in the industry, as well as convenient real-time access to clinical data for patients through VanderbiltHealthConnect.com. Hospitals are for healing, they're for new life, they're for recovery, but they're, in addition to places of innovation, learning, and exploration, they are about one thing, community. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, honored to serve Wilson County and be part of all the great things that are happening here. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, 1411 Baddour Parkway, right here in Lebanon. Well, normally on this particular Tuesday, we would have a member of the medical profession be here, but we have a new doctor in town we're going to get to meet next week on the second half. And so instead of talking hospitals today, other than what we just did, I have two members of the Noon Rotary Club here, and it's a great year for a number of reasons for the Noon Rotary here in Lebanon, Tennessee, and we're happy to have Jeff Hall, the president. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And somebody who has become quite familiar with our listeners. The vice president is Tim Leeper. Tim, good morning to you.
Morning.
And we're not going to talk about roofing this morning.
It'll be okay with me.
Jeff, how long have you been a Rotarian?
I've been a Rotarian right at 18 years.
Yeah. Have you been president before this year?
No, sir. This is the first term. Started the.
When does your presidential year or your whatever? Sometimes we have different words for a year, but when does the year start?
Mid-year to mid-year, so July 1 to end of June.
So you just became president.
That's correct.
So you've got about 9.5 more months, or 10.5 more. Yeah, okay. But one of the things, you're going to be celebrating 100 years of the Noon Rotary Club this year.
That is correct. On December 4th of this year, in 1921, some people got together and started this Rotary Club in Lebanon. So we are grateful for those people and the time all the people that have put in time to make our club what it is. And as we are celebrating all year long our 100th anniversary, we've got several big things in store to do for our local Rotarians as well as for our community.
Okay, well, I mentioned roofing, and Tim Leeper Roofing just all goes together. He's the vice president. We'll talk to Tim about his Rotary experience in a moment. But you did say your administrative year. That's what I was trying to come up with. It starts in July and goes through June, like the fiscal year for some of our federal offices and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
But I guess it just fell to you to be president when you're celebrating 100 years here. And you're probably, I'm guessing here, I know Lions started in the 30s, 36 or so, and 35 maybe. The Kiwanis started about 46. So are you the oldest, at least the oldest existing running civic club here in Lebanon?
I think we are. Of all the civic clubs, Rotary is the oldest. And, we are basically the basis point for the other three clubs in Wilson County. So out of our club, people have started Lebanon breakfast, Mount Juliet breakfast, Mount Juliet at noon. I mean, I don't mind giving any Rotary Club a plug here. So,
Yeah, well, you have you've done a lot over the years too, and I know we hear a lot about Rotary, and you're a giving bunch of people. We could even mention your booth at the fair this morning, which I have been trying to mention time to time. I've been talking about three, and I want to add a fourth one this morning, but we've got the Rotary Club, and you've got burgers and fries and other things.
chicken and barbecue.
All right. We've got, of course, the Lions on the other side of the entertainment stage doing some similar things. We've got the 4-H Chicken Shack, but the veterans, and I haven't mentioned them, and I'm sorry I haven't. I sort of overlooked it. I saw Uncle Pete the other night, and he's very much involved in that, Pete Norman. At Uncle Pete's Truck Stop, but they got a lot of things to sell. So out of those four, maybe you don't need to eat anywhere else. Okay, let's. Tim, you've made your way up to be vice president, I guess. How long have you been in the club?
I've been in the club probably 3 or 4 years.
Enjoy what you do there?
I enjoy what I do. Yeah. I went to bed one night and woke up the next day, and they said, "Hey, I've got an idea for you. We think that you would make a good president-elect." I said, "I'm not sure. What does that entail?" And they said, "Oh, it's easy. You'll like it." And the next thing I know, they had voted me in, and then I guess I needed to accept the nomination after they voted me in.
Well, sometimes you have to dissent awfully strongly to get left out.
Yeah, noted.
Well, I know there are a number of things we do want to talk about, but this 100 years is really a milestone, and something not to be overlooked, or as we'd say, sneezed at or something. It's a 100 years existence here. There's been in my time here, while I've been in business or working here or whatever, I mean, I've known several clubs that got started, and then they didn't stay too long. 100 years. That's something.
And to our knowledge, there's less than 200 of us in the country.
Really? How about that?
So pretty good long run so far.
Well, what else do we need to talk about this morning?
Well, and with that being said, one of my goals is to get us up to 100 members in the club by the time the end of my term to celebrate that 100th anniversary. We're right at 65 right now, so that's a big goal. But if you are at all established in your career, want to be involved in supporting the community and servicing the community, look us up. We meet at noon at First United Methodist Church every Tuesday.
And the meeting's about an hour long.
About an hour long. We have a great meal. Houston's caters our, I will say, of the Rotary clubs, we have the best meal.
Okay, but you're looking there's. I don't know what the qualifications are, but most any hardworking, honest American eligible to be a Rotarian?
That's correct. Like I said, there's no age requirement. The way Rotary International runs it is you basically need to be established in your career, have some role that would put you of importance, any industry, any kind of nonprofit or anything like that. And just you're required to come visit at least 2 times and talk to us. If you want to put an application in, we take it before the board, and that's how you get into Rotary.
Do you have to be nominated or by a member or anything?
No, sir.
No.
You just have to show interest.
Right. Okay. So if you're interested, then that's the way you get it done. Well, it would be nice. It would be really nice to have 100 members for being in there 100 years, but that's 35 more that you need.
It's a long goal, but might as well have a big one, right?
Well, this is August. Let's see, August, September, 5 times. If you get 7 a month, you'll be there.
Well, and the big push from the new Rotary International president, Shekhar Mehta, out of Calcutta, India, his whole theme is we've been the same number nationally of Rotarians for almost 30 years. There's been no growth. There's been no real loss. We've been the same number of Rotarians year after year after year. So his theme this year is everybody bring one. So if every Rotarian will bring a guest, Not every guest will become a Rotarian, but you will move the number.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you working on that?
I'm working on that. We bring guests. We had Wes Binkley join the club that I sponsored earlier in the year, and we bring guests quite often, as much as we can. And I would tell you this: it's kind of like going to church. If somebody would just invite you, a lot of times you go. And being a Rotarian, somebody invited me to speak when I was doing the ballpark stuff. So I think I spoke at every Rotarian group in the county except for maybe one. Maybe the Lebanon Breakfast Club. I didn't speak to them, but after having spoke to everybody, I realized that I really enjoy these people. This is what I already do, so it was easy for me. I think there's folks out there that just don't know what Rotary is, and if they knew, young professionals, older professionals, if they knew what it was, they would want to be a part. At least come, check us out for lunch. And don't listen to what the Breakfast Rotary says. They say that you're too old if you join our group. And so
I've talked to two people that said, we've been told that we're not old enough to join your club. So
I told them that they need Jesus. That's what I told them.
It's time for us to take a break. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And at 7:16, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford, and they've got the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash here on 40 westbound, just past Fessler's. Traffic's already busy enough as it is over here now. We got an extra slowdown because of this crash. That's 40 westbound, just past Fessler's. Traffic's on the increase now, even more coming through Mount Juliet. All that traffic leaving Wilson County down I-40 right now, headed towards Nashville. Hey, Ripley's Pints and Penguins is an adult-only sleepover event with food and beverages. Check it out online at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
This Saturday night, the Titans head to Tampa to face the world champion Buccaneers and Tom Brady in their effort to try to go 2-0 in the preseason. The award-winning Titans Countdown comes to you at 5:30. Kickoff happens with voice of the Titans Mike Keith and Coach Dave McGinnis at 6:30. Tampa Bay Tom and the world champion Buccaneers square off against your Titans.
Brought to you by Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, The Jewelers, and Steve Mull Plumbing.
The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Coleman and Company, welcome back again. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And today we have President Jeff Hall, Vice President Tim Leeper with the Noon Rotary Club. We're going to be celebrating 100 years in December. Is that when the celebration is, or is it?
Well, no, let's see. We're doing a couple of different things.
All right.
So we will have a party for the Rotarians in November. So that'll involve our district, our clubs, the Lebanon clubs. It looks like we're going to probably have the Rotary International president here in Lebanon as our guest speaker. There's not too many 100-year birthdays, so we're getting the president of International here as our guest speaker, which is pretty cool.
From India?
From India.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Yeah. Other thing we're doing is, well, long story short, we came up with the idea of getting a barrel of bourbon and having bottles to sell that were basically logoed to celebrate our 100th anniversary and do it as a fundraiser. Right now, there's lots of groups that are finding that that is a successful way to raise some money. And from my understanding, Rotary was founded around several guys sitting around having such.
Oh.
And so that has grown. What that has grown into is my firm, the Hall Group Architecture, has a client called Sazerac. And for those who don't know, Sazerac is the 4th largest distiller, parent of things such as Buffalo Trace, Pappy Van Winkle, Weller, and the list goes on. So anybody that understands bourbon knows what that name means. So on October 22nd, our club, in conjunction with hosting Sazerac and one of their distillers, is having the Grand Old Bourbon Tasting event at the Capitol Theater. And I'll let Tim talk a little bit about what that event is and how we're putting that together.
Now, that you said October
22nd, Friday night.
All right, October 22nd. Okay, Tim.
So on October 22nd, Sazerac comes to Lebanon. And, you know, the fact that we're able to get Sazerac to Lebanon, Tennessee, not to minimize Lebanon, but Sazerac, you know, being as large as they are, they have no interest to stop in a map dot on the dot, or the dot on the map community. There's just nothing for them here. But they owe Jeff Hall a favor. They didn't owe him a favor, but he called in a favor, and so they said, yes, we'll do this. The fact that we're having them come here and some of their ambassadors, some of their distillers, to talk about flavor profiles, to talk about the stories behind some of these bourbon lines, the stories behind the distillery and what they mean, and they're educational, but they're also a fun time. So we're going to have Sammy B's is doing some catering. We're having heavy hors d'oeuvres. Town Square's involved with the some of the other aspects of the event. We're having a live band, live auction, silent auction. It's going to be a great networking event. We actually have the guy that does the Cuban cigar rolling for the Masters golf tournament that's coming here to put up a tent and do that for our event as well. So it's going to be a big time event. It's going to be cocktail attire. It'll be very high class. As a matter of fact, Wilson County Motors has generously sponsored our Safe Ride Home, because at the end of the day, we can raise $10 million, and it doesn't matter if someone gets hurt trying to get back home after an event like this. That's the last thing we want. So we've got this covered, you know, front to back fairly well.
Well, it's different, too. I don't recall anything like this ever before.
Well, and that's
Not
what
here, anyway.
we're thinking is there's nothing like this. I mean, there's been bourbon tasting events. There's been restaurants. There's been other people. There's been stores that put them on. But to us, there's never been a gathering in Middle Tennessee of up to 350 people that can get direct access to distiller from the fourth largest company in the world. That distiller happens to be making in Rutherford County right now an unnamed, brand new Tennessee whiskey. They've been working on it for several years. It does not have a name yet. It's being barreled. It's being stored. But pretty soon, Sazerac is going to have a big name, Tennessee whiskey.
Well, okay. More news for us here this morning. Now, everybody going to be invited to this?
Well, now what this is, we've got a $100 general admission fee. With that $100, you get access to basically on the floor. Tastings will include Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, 1792, Sazerac Rye, and Wheatley Vodka. That comes with you'll get half-ounce pours with that. That'll get you access to the cigar rolling, the hors d'oeuvres, like you said, the chocolate bar. We're just hoping for it to be just a big social event. It's not about, small quantities, but you get access to things that you really have a hard time getting in stores right now. They're hard to get. The allocations are very rare and scarce. But we want to have a really fun, safe party that is something that this community hasn't seen before.
Now, how does somebody get tickets?
Well, and then for $200, you can be. Let's go on. Okay, a $200 VIP ticket will get you access to the floor, but it'll also get you into a 40-person tasting event with Alyssa Henley, the Sazerac distiller, and she'll go through and walk you through the Weller line there. We also then have sponsorship opportunities that start at $1,500 and go up, that you can find all that information on the website, grandoldbourbon.com. So GrandOLE bourbon.com. Okay. You can go on there, find all the information, order tickets. That's
The
how you
whole
get
9
it.
yards.
The whole 9 yards.
All right.
And it's a beautiful website. Visionary Design Group has done our website for us. They are a Rotarian in our club. They've checked their website out. Great graphics.
GrandOldBourbon.com.
TheGrandOldBourbon.com.
Either one will get you there.
Will it get there on Grand?
Either one.
Okay, good.
We've got both of them. So,
Come off that.
and on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's a little bit unusual event. I don't recall anything just like this before here that we've done, but you've already got quite a bit of print here about it. So you've evidently been working on this for some time, and you're pretty sure you're going to have the president of Rotary from India.
it's 99% chance. Of course, something could happen between now and November. He is, an international president. Some event could come up that trumps us and bumps us off the calendar, but we're expecting it. The district is expecting it. They're pushing to help get him here. This is a big deal.
And Breakfast Rotary's never done anything like this. I detect a little competition between the two Lebanon clubs.
All healthy, all for a great cause. I mean, we're coexisting. You mentioned the Rotary booth right now. The way that is run is both clubs volunteer in shifts. There is nobody paid $1 to run that Rotary booth. Just like, you're involved with the Lions Club.
Well, let's say I was. I'm a life member now.
Well, you spend enough time in doing what we're doing. So,
yeah, that's the thing about service clubs. You part of what you do is service. You don't get paid. You do it because you want to help others or because of a cause that you feel good about, and you both certainly feel good about the Rotarian cause. Anything you want to add to all this, Tim?
We've got lots of sponsors for this event. I know that we've talked a lot of membership and bringing folks into Rotary and explaining what Rotary is. If you got any questions, ask Rotarian. Tuesdays at lunch, come as our guest and just experience a good lunch. But we've got several sponsors that I do want to thank because they've done a tremendous job. Cheers down on 109. Lena and Sammy have been extremely generous to do some of these things, as well as Providence Wine and Spirits in Mount Juliet. Zaxby's is a good sponsor for us. Chad Williams with Smile Gallery. Now, Chad is with the Breakfast Rotary, and we love him. But he's probably one of those guys telling people they're too old to get in our club. But he's one of those guys. Now, the Hall Group, this guy sitting here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Visionary Design Group has designed all this, and Tim Leap Roofing, I hear, is a pretty good roofing contractor. So there are others, and we're adding those, as we go. But we've had tremendous success and tremendous input from people just wanting to be a part of this event.
All right, it's GrandOldBourbon.com or TheGrandOldBourbon.com, and you've got a good website there, and all the information we've talked about here this morning is available in the minimum ticket would be $100, I believe you said.
That's correct.
Get more for $200.
get more for $200. You get more if you're a sponsor.
Right.
Biggest thing to know is the biggest objective is to raise funds to support items in this community. Mm-hmm. That is, we're a nonprofit, and it's all about having a good time, giving people a good time, and for that, we raise money for the community.
I think you've got no. That other thing that I've got a program for. That's the Breakfast Rotary. I just remembered. Is it a fish fry or something?
Yeah. Well, and they've got a fish fry coming up, and we'll help them. Their annual fish fry raises money for their club.
Yeah.
We didn't have a fish fry. We have a bourbon event now.
Well, we could mention what you do in the space. You're an architect.
I
right?
am.
And you have your own business, your own firm?
I do. The Hall Group Architecture, based right here in Lebanon, Tennessee, started in 2007.
You staying busy?
Staying busy.
Well, good. That's good.
Staying busy.
Well, I think Tim Leaper Roofing kind of says it all for you, but you've been here for 2 or 3 months, and we've talked about what you do, Tim, but it's good to have both of you with us this morning, and unless there's something you want to say about roofing in 30 seconds.
Well, if I could share something about Rotary, one thing that's important, if I've got 25 seconds left, to know that there are no admin costs in Rotary, just like there aren't in Lions Club. We pay our own dues. So every dollar and every penny of the money we raise goes straight back into the community. That's one of the reasons I love being a part of Rotary.
Yeah. Well, it should be, and hopefully is that way with all of our service clubs. But anyway, this morning, Jeff Hall, who's president, Tim Leeper, vice president, Noon Rotary Club here in Lebanon, and the Grand Old Bourbon event coming up. This is, what's that date again?
October 22nd at the Capitol Theater.
All right.
Another Hall Group project.
Well, we appreciate you all being here this morning. And again, our program presented each Tuesday at this time by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more coming up, so stay with us here on FM 98.9.
And to 729, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota, Land Pride, quality tractor implements, including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty. Extremely durable and well-built. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash here on 40 westbound, just past Fessler's. Traffic's already busy enough as it is over here now. We got an extra slowdown because of this crash. That's 40 westbound, just past Fessler's. Traffic's on the increase now, even more coming through Mount Juliet. All that traffic leaving Wilson County down like 40 right now, headed towards Nashville. Hey, Ripley's Pints and Penguins is an adult-only sleepover event with food and beverages. Check it out online at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
At Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, world-class care is a heartbeat away. In fact, we offer the same world-class attention Middle Tennessee has come to rely on from a Vanderbilt Health hospital. Supported by over 200 specialties, an expanded emergency department staffed with Vanderbilt Health physicians 24/7, and greater investments in life-saving technologies and care. It's just one more way we're making healthcare personal.
Scattered showers are in the forecast, so make sure to pack the umbrella. Highs today will top out in the mid-80s. On Wednesday, a few rain showers are possible. Otherwise, skies will be partly cloudy. Temperatures on Wednesday reach the upper 80s. More hit-and-miss showers are on the way for Thursday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. It is a Tuesday, and Sean Dozier's here, ready to do his Tuesday thing, which is come out and talk on the radio. Good morning.
The Tuesday thing.
How are you?
I'm good. Mike and I were talking. These weeks roll around so quick.
Oh, don't they? But you hear all this talk about Rotary this morning. You're president of Kiwanis.
I wanted to say something about Kiwanis. You know, we're 75 years old. We're still young, but we're having our 75th anniversary coming up September 27th at the Wilson County Expo Center, or the Farm Bureau Expo Center. It's going to be great, and we'll have more information on that. But congratulations to the Rotary Club. They do a great job, and the Kiwanis Club, the Lions Club, I think we all do a great job for the community.
Well, we're here, of course, to talk about Hearthside Senior Living. Sean Dozier's executive director, and it's right here in the heart of town, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North, retirement and assisted living community. And you've been there how long now?
Been there about 3 years. And
this has been a good 3 years.
It's been a great 3 years.
Except the COVID time.
Yeah, that's been a little interesting, but I tell you what, it's really brought us together.
Yeah.
Actually, it's in some ways it's been nice to be able to get to know residents and family members even better than probably we would have. So we kind of have to look at the bright side. But things are going great, and I enjoy being there. This week is Fair Week, so our residents, although many of them can't get out and can't enjoy the fair at the fairgrounds, we bring the fair to Hearthside. So we have entertainment, we have food, fair food, we have games for them. If you'll check out our Facebook page, you'll see a lot of activity that's going on for those residents, but they really enjoy it. Betty, and she has a host of volunteers. Many from our independent living come up and enjoy being with the residents.
Yeah.
So they're having a great time this week, and we've got some more things planned as the week goes on.
I want to know what kind of fair food.
Well, we've got fried Oreos, we've got hot
Funnel
dogs and funnel cakes and all that good stuff. That's Wednesday. So if you want to come over Wednesday, Coleman, we'll give you a fried Oreo. But anyway, it's going to be a great week for the folks at Hearthside. We do have a few rooms available, as we like to mention on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, we have a summer special going on. So if you move in before September 1st, we have a great discount. So you can call me at 615-443-1994, and several people have done that. Today we have someone moving in. We have someone moving in next week. We've got several scheduled out. So we're starting to fill back up and getting back to our pre-COVID levels, and that's exciting for us in the assisted living.
I just thought of something. I've never asked you this before, I don't think. You may not know the answer because you weren't around. The 1994 is when you started. That's your telephone number. How did y'all, was that by design that you get the telephone number for the year you started?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know,
but what a coincidence!
I guess I need to call. Who should I call about that?
Yeah,
but I'm sure that was by design. Sure, I mean that's not coincidence.
Okay, all right.
But that's a nice little gesture, to have that phone number to remember.
Absolutely.
I love the history of the place. Dr. Morris and Larry Locke, and I could name several people on our Hall of Fame there, but it's just a lot of good history there. And
well, it's funny you mentioned him. I saw Dr. Morris at the fair for a minute last night. Yeah,
good.
And he is retired. He said.
He's retired.
I said, well, are you doing fishing or golfing? And I forgot which he said.
I think he and Norma are traveling some, so I think they're really enjoying their retirement. But they've been great to us over the years. Their son is on our board, so it's nice to have Jay on our board now. And I appreciate all of our board members and all of those who have served in the past. It's a wonderful history. 1994. That's a nice little run.
Well, your retirement community didn't start then. Assisted living did, of course, but that retirement community has really it's been I think it's been a great thing, and the proof is in the fact that you are full and have a big waiting list.
We do, and we continue to have tours. We have one today at 1:00. We have two on Friday, so people are really drawn to that independent living. It truly is an independent living community, a collection of 30 homes where people really enjoy a safe, comfortable, and we like to say Christian environment. It's just a wonderful community right in the heart of Lebanon, close to everything, one story. We like to say maintenance-free living, and I couldn't be more pleased with how that is progressing. We do have a waiting list for that, but we have several people that are ready to move in whenever I give them the call, so they're waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting every day.
And another good thing about that, too, if you need to go to assisted living after being in the retirement community.
There. We have several people that say, just roll me up the hill when I'm ready. And we've rolled them up the hill. So we had one move in this summer, and she's doing great. She transitioned very, very well. And it's just a wonderful senior living community. I couldn't be more pleased with how everything's going.
Well, you don't usually have a lot of vacancies, even in assisted living, and then when you do, a lot of times somebody maybe needs care more than assisted living involves, or some pass away, and I guess that's what's happened now. Partly why you have a few.
We usually have stayed full over the years, and we're continuing to be 85-90% full, which is really great. If you look at statistics, many assisted livings are in the 65 to 70% range. So we're continuing to be right up there and continuing to maintain those rooms. And if you are interested in a room, we do have a few available. Come by and we'll give you a tour. We'll be glad to show you around. I think you'd be very, very impressed.
And of course, we could point out your website,
hearthsideliving.com.
Yeah, not senior, just Hearthside.
Yeah, hearthsideliving.com. That'll get you to the independent living community and also the assisted living community as well.
And if you need to talk to Sean, 615-443-1994.
I'm there every day. Just give me a call, and I'll be glad to talk to you. And I do get a lot of calls. A lot of people wanting information. A lot of people, not necessarily about Hearthside, but just about senior living opportunities in Wilson County.
Well, I guess it's time we always wait till last to do the Hearthside.
Yeah, at the very end. Well, yesterday I ran into, let me see here. I forgot. Let me see here. I forgot. I've never done this before.
You never have done
I've never done this before. Gail Driver.
Gail Driver.
You know Gail Driver. She stopped by Hearthside yesterday, and she said, I I recognized that voice, and so I said, "You're my heart said hello. I can't turn you down on that." So, Gail Driver, hello. I'm sorry, I just went blank for a second. I've never done that before. So anyway,
well, welcome to the world. You'll do it a lot more times if you live very long.
That's right.
You get worse, one.
So anyway, Gail Driver is my heart said hello. She's a wonderful person. I met her yesterday, and I appreciate her stopping by.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next
Thank you
Tuesday.
very much.
Thank you. Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, taking us at 21 before the hour. And my man is here this morning. Mike Jennings, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. My first time to visit with a Hall of Fame member now. I'm honored, and you are honored, as you should have been, and congratulations again. But I'm now in the presence of a member of the Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much. Quite an honor, and I appreciate it, and thank you for saying so. I met Helen and I were at the fair last night, and one of those tables out there eating, and a couple came over and wanted to join us, and because they needed a place to sit down and eat. And we found out that he had been at James Madison University doing working there. He had even had Charlie Daniels to come and perform at their fair, whatever county in Virginia that is, and whatever. But anyway, we talk about different things, and I don't know, they may have been here 3 or 4 years or something, but I mentioned my radio program came up, and then you were mentioned that as the county attorney, but also mayor of Watertown, and what a UT football fan you were. And they could not believe that when we told them you'd not missed a game, home, away, or bowl game since '87. Said, "You talking about TV?" I said, "No, he's been to all of them."
Yeah, I left a lot of money along the way.
You know, the last time you were here, we never mentioned one thing about sports when we started. I forgot.
You told me that after I saw you, and we didn't talk about it. I guess that's kind of that summer lull, between football and, the NCAA March Madness and all that.
Well, I was reading something about UT and something about Vanderbilt, and they both got new head coaches. That's the point I was going to mention, and Vanderbilt's at least knows who their quarterback's going to be this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure about us. I think both schools have high hopes, but not high expectations. Everybody's undefeated this time of year, but it won't take long to sort them out. Who's a contender and who's a pretender?
Yeah.
But they're both kind of starting over again, and I don't know the guy Vanderbilt got. I read about him. He seems to me like a good fit there.
Well, that's kind of what I thought too. He's more the kind of coach you'd expect Vanderbilt to have, maybe.
He's not a Jerry DiNardo.
Can he recruit? We'll see. Now, what do you think about Oklahoma and Texas coming into the SEC?
Well, Tennessee had to bail Texas out once. I guess we can help them out again. I tell my friends from Texas, the one for Tennessee, there wouldn't be any Texas. I think that's good. I think it signals, just my thinking, these conferences are going to band together into super conferences, and they're going to squeeze the NCAA out, and they're going to govern themselves. Now, the big unanswered question for me, one big one semi-big, NCAA March Madness has been so phenomenally successful, and they've made so much money. They really need the NCAA for that. And the other thing is, since I went this year and experienced it firsthand, the College World Series is a big deal, and they do a really good job with that. So if you squeeze them out, to take control, how do you make up for these other things that's really been a cash cow for all these schools that go to the March Madness?
Oh, I don't know. You've always been a deep thinker. Nothing that even occurred to me. But anyway.
Well, I don't know about deep thinking, but what does it say? Follow the money. What does the Watergate say? Follow the money. And it's always been done for money. But those Oklahoma and Texas, they're going to have to realign the conference, and that's going to be interesting because you could have Alabama and Auburn in the East with Tennessee and Vanderbilt and Kentucky, and the West won't be any easier with Oklahoma and Texas. So
we shall see.
Yeah.
By the way, it was we had a nice FFA breakfast
We did.
yesterday. I was a little late getting there after got through here, went out. Appreciate Jimmy Coleman inviting me, but you were there, and that was a really a nice occasion.
It was, and that's a very good program. I've never been in the FFA, but these kids, you find them, they're pretty well grounded, and they seem to know what they want. That's good. Not sure I did at that age.
They are really they're really, what's the word, on parliamentary procedure. They know that from start to finish.
Yep, and they can do livestock judging and all of that. Yeah. And you can walk 5 cows in here, and I'd say we got 5 cows, but they know what's good and what's bad, you know.
Well, it was good to have Congressman Rose, Senator Haggerty there yesterday, and Governor Lee.
Governor Lee. He certainly has an agricultural background, and he doesn't mind expressing it. I think that's good.
Well, by the way, the great giveaway, the big part of the great giveaway is tonight. We'll give away the vehicle or the farm implements, whichever somebody wants. But we have not had a winner yet on the money.
Really? Okay.
$4,000 tomorrow night.
Ooh. Hey, are they doing the tickets digitally?
You get a ticket at a participating sponsor, but you just get one ticket. It's not a duplicate thing. Okay. We don't have a ticket barrel. The numbers are generated electronically.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit different.
The world's passing me by. It really is.
Oh, it's already time for a break. You did have a county commission meeting last night.
We had a short one, thank goodness. First really short one we've had in a while, and didn't have a lot of business, so there was really no reason to be there.
Yeah.
Debating non-issues.
Okay. Well, Mike Jennings, our county attorney, mayor of Watertown's here. We'll take a break. We'll talk more in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And at 7:46, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford, lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still looking at heavy and slow traffic here on 65 southbound approaching Trinity Lane. Still busy, but it's moving out here on 40 coming through Mount Juliet. Now we see that back up again over in Rutherford County on 840 there near Jefferson Pike. It's been on and off like that for the last couple of weeks. It's back up this morning. 7000 block of Charlotte Pike on the west side. 2 cars are involved there. Gatlinburg Wine Cellars, home of the world famous cotton candy wine. Check them out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
West Tree Service, locally owned and operated in Lebanon, Tennessee. With over 25 years experience, our primary goal is to provide high-quality professional service with attention to detail. At West Tree Service, we use better equipment to be more efficient, which equals reasonable prices for our customers. We offer free estimates with no obligation. We are licensed and fully insured. West Tree Service, honest service, says professional, courteous, and on time. For more information, visit westtreecare.com or call 615-456-2011.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Mike Jennings is here. Mike is our county attorney. He's also mayor of Watertown. You are a well-known, people know you. You've been around here a long time. And name recognition, I don't. If name recognition means anything, you're up there close to the top.
I'm just hoping I don't owe too many of them money, so.
Let's talk about the meeting last night. You said it's fairly short and sweet.
It was. We went through. August is pretty much designed for one of two things. If you've got your budget done, to move swiftly through, and then in September we pick up with some elections and stuff. If you don't have your budget done, then August is absolutely focused on the budget. So we had ours done last night. We had a few little things to do. A couple of things we did last night, notably, I thought. We honored the late Philip Tomerlin. PT, as everybody knew him, was he was always at the commission meetings, at the committee meetings, and he just kind of became the unofficial sergeant at arms of the Wilson County Commission. And last night we made him the honorary sergeant at arms. and there'll be a plaque or a resolution posted outside the courthouse. He took pride in his job, and everybody has something nice to say about PT, and everybody has a story, some of which can be told, some of which can't. And that was made clear last night from some of them. And then we also had a resolution honoring our Special Olympians here that competed in the state, I hope I say this right, bocce ball tournament.
Yeah.
And we honored them last night. Bocce ball.
I've had a little problem with that. I think that's right.
Yeah, the word just doesn't look right. But they were there last night. Commissioner Sarah Patton honored them, and it was a good evening. And then the biggest part of the evening was taken up, from listening to our new director of schools, and he talked about the start of school and all the challenges they're facing, and they certainly are. But the thing I thought your audience might be interested in, as of the close of school Friday, August 13th, we had 19,702 students. Now, the thing that jumped out at me, I think I heard this right. If not, I apologize. But that's up 1,100 over last year. That's a school. That is a school right there. Right. Of course, they're not all in one place. But so he reported last night, gave the county commission a lot of information. Some of whom were texting with me while it was going on, saying we really appreciate this. And well, I lost my train of thought, kind of like Sean did. Must be must be something in the air here. What was it? We opened bids and approved the bid for Stoner Creek Elementary. So as soon as I finish reviewing the contract, that school will start, and the expected opening date is September 30 next year. So it was a school for 650 students. At the time it was destroyed or severely damaged, it had 680. So they decided to build some extra wings on that and make that a 1,000-student school. Of course, certainly the needs there. So with the base bid and the alternates and round figures is around $25 million, and when you start furnishing it and putting equipment in and all the modern day stuff you need, it'll add about another $5 million. So a total cost of about $30 million. And then they'll be bidding the West Wilson Middle School in the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll see some bricks and mortar coming up out of the ground soon.
You think it could be built in a year and a month as well, maybe?
That sounds a little optimistic to me, but on the other hand, they've already got some of the clearing done, and I kind of believe we may make it. You may miss it a few days, and there's a penalty clause put in there, so the builder obviously thinks he can get it done. It needs to be done that quickly. Obviously, if it had been done this September, it would have been certainly needed.
Yeah. Were there some other issues the director discussed that you can talk to us about?
Yeah, and I hope I remember this correctly, but of course there's always been this concern about learning loss from last year because of the virtual school. Wilson County's learning loss was 0.9%. But comparatively speaking with the states was minus 4.8%. So the bottom line story there was our administrators and teachers have done a wonderful job limiting the learning loss. And, 0.9%, you can recover that.
Yeah.
And then on the math, which is the one that's considered the toughest, I guess, our learning loss, I believe, was 4.8%. It's 4 point something, but statewide it was 13%. So our students and our teachers and administrators are in better shape, comparatively speaking. Still, there was some loss there, but they can recover from that if we can stay in school. That's the big thing right now, Coleman.
What about the COVID issue and the new strain and to wear a mask or not wear one? Was any of that discussed last night?
Some. Coleman, this thing is so fluid. It changes daily and sometimes hourly. The director, Chuck Whitlock, the 7 board members, they have really taken a beating over this because people have staked out their positions pretty firmly. And some of the emails they're getting are just not, it shouldn't be happening. Some of the things that are being said to them, because I get copied on it, and I've been accused of some of it too.
Not even civil, probably.
Not even civil. And I mean, saying things that are very hurtful, when the people know that they're good people. But we continue to struggle with that, and it's going to be a struggle apparently for the next few weeks. But the director seemed to think, and I agree that it looks like our administrators and teachers are handling it as well as they can. I don't think you'll hear much about a mask mandate now based on what the governor did yesterday, because a mandate can't be a mandate if everybody doesn't have to follow it. So whether that's good or bad, I'm not here to debate that. It just there was it is an ongoing issue, and it's not going away.
It's any sports repercussions you see coming from this, at least at this time?
I haven't seen or heard of any yet. I think there may be some things going on within the schools to limit what I guess we used to call assembly or whatever, when the principal called you together to fuss at you a little bit or challenge you a little. They're not doing those things, as I understand it right now. They're not trying to put 1,500 students in a gym like a pep rally or whatever, where people are screaming and yelling and breathing all over each other.
Right.
So, but I haven't heard of any limitations on athletics or anything else. Just maybe some of the mass gatherings that we have from time to time, we can delay those or avoid them for the time being.
Well, as county attorney, you are fairly close and have a leading role here with the school system, with what they do. I guess you're at every board meeting.
Try to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's conflicts, but with other things. But the director. I've known the director for years, and I knew they made a good choice when they selected him. And the thing I feel for Jeff is that he never got a chance to get his feet on the ground. As soon as he took office, all this stuff was going on, and it had to be done. It's challenging enough to get everybody back in school the first week of August, but throw in all these other things, and he hadn't had a chance to really focus. I shouldn't say that. He's focused on everything, but hadn't had a chance to step back and take a deep breath and look at the big picture. So I hope he gets that opportunity soon. But the board has been supportive. I said something to them the other night that I don't think they realized. I said to a couple of them, since Jeff's been the director of schools, every vote we've had has been 7-0. And that's good when you send forth a unanimous vote.
Yeah.
The director makes a recommendation and the board unanimously supports him. In return, he just covers them up with information, and things are not kept from them. And so he's done a good job of that, and there's a good working relationship there now. The COVID thing has put a stress level on everybody, and sometimes board members don't agree, but so far they've been able to work through that. And when they have a board meeting, it's unified.
All right. Anything else from last night's meeting? I think we've, I guess we've pretty much got the gist of it.
I hope I didn't leave out anything, but that's pretty much it.
All right. We've got 3 minutes here. We can talk about Watertown for a minute. What's happening?
Well, we got a meeting tonight. Got to fill another council seat tonight. I've had a resignation, so we'll select someone tonight to give us a full complement of board members.
We got 5?
We have 6, and I'm down to 5 now. We have some issues, but nothing just really major, nothing that'll make the front page of the local paper, I don't think. At least I hope not. Usually that's not good.
Well, what about your water sewer situation? Sewer, I guess.
Oh, we continue to work on that. We are awaiting getting ready to go to bid on that. I've got to get a couple of easements, and I have sent out the letters to the property owners asking them to grant the easement, showing them where the easement is. I've not heard back from either, but I just sent the letters out last week. So that's got to proceed on. Some rumblings of maybe some development that might happen to the east end of town that would need either sewer or a step system. I'm probably speaking way out of school because everything I picked up is second, third, and fourth hand. I have not talked to the potential developer yet.
What would this mean? I mean, is this good economic news?
Probably so for all the merchants up there. It'll mean more people in our schools. It'll mean more traffic up and down the road there. But we're seeing the growth. I'll go ahead and say this on the radio. Lebanon and Mountain Juliet have big numbers with the census. We're up to 1,545. So That's 23, 45, that's 68 more than we had 10 years ago. So we don't grow a lot.
Well, you don't expand your city limits either.
We don't. That's what I'm talking about. And I jokingly tell people when they ask me about that, I say, well, we've got 1,477 unless we've had a death or a birth today that I hadn't heard about, you know. So, but we're up to 1,545 according to the census. And Wilson County a little over 147,000.
You've got some money, some federal money come in?
We do, and we're waiting on how we can use it. The things that I really need to use it for, Coleman, they tell me right now that I can't. I really need to pave some streets, really bad. And that chunk of money they gave us won't pave them all, but it'd make a nice dent because we've got a little money we can put with it, but they won't let me do that. So I've got to figure out how to maybe put the money they want me to use on something that they like, and then take my money, our money, I should say, and use it. You know, we'll figure out something. As soon as we get that final guidance, we'll figure out something.
All right, Mike Jennings, thanks for being with us tonight. It's a big night at the fair, the great giveaway, and tomorrow night, at least $4,000. Well, it will be $4,000 to be drawn for. So we hope you will visit the fair. And I don't have any numbers from last night, but we had a good crowd. And Mike, thank you so much for being here. See you next month.
Okay.
That is it for a Tuesday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.